welcome back to another episode of the Full-Time Optimist. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode here on the Full-Time Optimist. And we're basically just dropping gems, y'all. Today I want to talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I just feel called to speak on this because I've just heard a lot from some people in my life about different, challenges that they've been encountering. And most of them are just really feeling like they need a comeback. Do you feel like you need a comeback? Do you feel like you fell off? Keep it a buck. Don't cap. Do you feel like you could be doing something in your life that could like elevate your life? Are you feeling a little bit like lackluster? Well, if you are, it's okay. Hopefully this video helps you out. Make sure that you pull out a pen or get your phone out and take some notes. So before we can even talk about making a comeback, let's talk about why we might have fell off. And I think something that's interesting to note is that like, who out there who's watching this right now could tell me that they remember the exact moment that they fell off? I'll wait. Some of y'all might actually have that moment. And if you do, God bless you. But it kind of just happens really, really slow over time. And then you just look up one day and you're like, damn, what the freak happened? What the freak, bruh? When did this become my life? A lot of the reason why we kind of can't even put our finger on what it was is because of a very, very, very sneaky thing that I like to call distractions. All right, so let's dive into it. I actually decided to take a social media break the past couple of days. I didn't set like a hard timeline or anything like that. I just knew that I had been doom scrolling a lot, keeping it a buck with y'all, and I knew I needed a break. And praise the Lord that I was able to even like identify that this was being a thing, like this was happening, because I've been doom scrolling for a minute. And finally, I just felt convicted. I was like, yo, I'm wasting a lot of time here. That being said, I had a lot of like revelation during these last 2 days. One of them being, I actually tell you, I went to the gym today. I was talking to one of my boys, telling him about the social media break, and I was like, dog, like the muscle memory we have from just going back to distractions, like it's so sneaky how we could just fall back into stuff. Man, Chad, I'll keep it a buck with you. I've been doing the social media break the last 3 days and I kept finding myself on Instagram. Now, granted, it would be like 30 seconds to a minute and I'd be scrolling, watching video, laughing, yo, commenting, liking stuff. And literally I'll catch myself like, yo, I'm not supposed to be on here. And I'm like, damn it. It's just out of just muscle memory that I'm finding myself back on this app. And I was telling him and he was just like, dog, it's crazy. Think about it like this. And this is something that we had shared. It was like, imagine you're at a basketball game and you're sitting on the bench watching the game being played. You're cheering for your team, trying to go. Maybe something happens that you're not happy about. Now you're upset. You're happy again. Like it's this emotional roller coaster and you're not contributing to the game at all. You are literally just consuming what's happening. And a lot of us sometimes, whether it's social media or binge watching Netflix, which there's nothing wrong, y'all. There's nothing wrong with watching a movie here and there or doing things, but it's all about making sure that, we are taking inventory of where we're spending a majority of our time, what's consuming a majority of our attention. Because like I spoke about in previous episodes, right? Like you can't expect to invest 80% of your time binge watching something or doom scrolling, etc. and then also expect your life to, look the way that you want it to look. In this episode, I really just want to talk about us just taking inventory of like our consumption. And that goes for food and stuff too. If this is, you all are trying to build muscle or lose weight, but this is the full mind, body, soul check-in. I am checking in with y'all because I had to check in with myself. And I realized that I was kind of, doom scrolling a bit too much. I was sitting on the bench cheering other people on and I wasn't getting to the guala for myself. And so I think a big part of this is like, for one, keeping it real and really just kind of trying to be intentional about like, yo, like where have I been kind of spending this time? What am I procrastinating from getting done? Today I had to go do some cardio. I did not feel like doing it. I did get it done, but I found myself sitting at my kitchen table for like 45 minutes, just like I couldn't be on my phone. So the phone was on the side and I would just sit there like, I don't want to do this. And I was just sitting down because it felt good. And that's a perfect segue because distraction, sometimes we think it's going to be like really, really clear to us that, we'll know for a fact that we're being distracted, but that's just not how it works. It's so damn sneaky. Sometimes distraction is just feeling good. Wow, I feel good. Being comfortable, so much so that we don't take the necessary action to accomplish the goals that we have for ourselves. And so it's really, really important, guys, that like we can be intentional about like evaluating our lives and seeing what we're spending time doing. And for some of y'all, hello somebody, maybe we're doing a little bit too much swiping to the left, swiping to the right, not just scrolling up and down. Hey, I'm not judging, but I'm just saying I have a past as well. So I get it, but I'm here to, definitely keeping a buck with you guys at all times. So if that's you, don't feel bad, but like keep it real, right? where else can we divide our attention to actually make something of our lives and really be happy about the lives that we're living? So that's distraction. And again, you don't even realize that your attention is being swayed until you're in full-blown distraction, right? I'm from New York. I'll tell you guys a quick story, man. I remember being, a youngin' in New York, and we had a lot of stray cats. Man, a tiny little kitten would just creep up, a little brave one, just creep, come to the back door. You come outside in the morning, see this cute little kitten looking up at you. Oh, you go in the house, get you a little, cold cut or something, some salami or a freaking piece of turkey or something like that, give it a slice of cheese, whatever. You feed the kitten, you feel all good about yourself. Kitten takes the food, eats it. Now next day, kitten comes right back. So now the kitten knows, oh, this is what we're gonna do. Well, this is feeding me. You're feeding me. Kitten comes back, you feed it again. And then eventually, that cute little kitten now is creeping up, taking the little cold cuts and bread and milk and all that, right? Ain't so little anymore. Now the kitten is a full-blown lion. Now this thing that we've been feeding time and time again is now abundant. It's abundantly clear that this is a dangerous thing. And that's kind of how distractions work. We feed these distractions little by little. And then eventually we look up one day and we evaluate our life and we say, damn, when did I fall off? So when we talk about comeback, trying to make a comeback, the first thing is like keeping it real and really taking inventory over what's consuming your time. What are we feeding into? And then let's talk about focus, right? So now that we've identified, right, like what's distracting us, let's talk about focus and the importance of focus, right? When we're locked in on something and we stick with it, it's typically because we have a very, very, very strong why identified, right? Like for myself, I'm very disciplined in the gym. I'm very disciplined with my diet and doing what needs to happen because I know where I want to go in bodybuilding. Same thing with my work. Like I know how I want to show up as an executive. So it's important that I take care of the things that need to be taken care of so that I can make those things come to fruition. I can't spend time doom scrolling or binge watching stuff or, just making a majority of my attention not aligned with where I want to go. I got to focus. Quick story. If we look, in Matthew 14, it talks about Jesus when he's walking on water, which is crazy. So now you got Peter on the boat. He's seeing his homie Jesus literally walking on water. And he's like, yo, if you saw somebody walking on water, are you going to be looking at anything else but what is happening? Probably not. I'll be looking at Jesus too, like locked. And so Jesus is like, yo, bro, come off the boat. So Peter's walking off the boat, bouncing, right? Just like Jesus, walking toward Jesus. Wind starts blowing, catches his attention. A little mist of the rain starts coming, catches his attention. So what does Peter do? He takes his focus off of the source that's going to be fueling him, right? Sustaining him, providing for him, aka Jesus. Looks off to the wind, and the second he breaks his focus, he sinks. And that's exactly how it happens in our life, y'all. When we take our eyes off of the prize, we take our eyes off our why and being in pursuit of the life that we want to create for ourselves, of the version of ourselves that we aspire to be, we sink. So this is a quick one, but it's really just a reminder, like, make sure that we're taking inventory over where we're consuming the most of our time. Make sure that, our main objective is focusing on accomplishing the things that are going to get us where we want to go. And that's all I got for you guys, man. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And also, I got a special guest for our next one. It is going to be a treat. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. And also comment below what you want to hear about most. Like, I want to make sure that I'm catering to the things that, you guys are probably struggling with or want to hear about. So drop those down in the comment below. And you never know, the next episode might be on that topic. All right. Well, you guys have a blessed week. Love y'all, boys. Catch you on the next one. Peace.